For many years, Albania remained one of Europe's lesser-known destinations. While countries like France, Italy, Spain, and Greece attracted millions of tourists, Albania quietly remained outside the spotlight. But that began to change. With its beautiful coastline, dramatic mountains, historic towns, and relatively affordable travel, Albania slowly started attracting the attention of travelers from around the world. Then came TikTok. Videos from inside Albania began appearing on people's screens. Beautiful beaches in Ksamil, scenic mountain roads, colorful cities, local restaurants, and everyday moments from across the country. Some videos received millions of views, and Albania quickly transformed from a relatively overlooked destination into one of Europe's most talked-about travel destinations. But what does Albania actually look like through the eyes of the people who visit it? To get a better idea, let's take a look at some TikTok videos filmed inside Albania and see what travelers are showing the world about this fascinating country. One of the places that has captured the imagination of travelers in Albania is the Blue Cave. Hidden along the country's spectacular coastline, this natural wonder gets its name from the intense blue color of the water inside. When sunlight enters the cave and reflects beneath the surface, the entire space seems to glow with an almost unreal shade of blue. For many visitors, reaching the cave by boat and seeing this natural light show up close becomes one of the unforgettable moments of their Albanian adventure. Not far from Albania's capital, Tirana, a different side of the country begins to appear. High above the city, in the beautiful Dajti mountain area, Dajti Resort offers visitors the chance to escape the noise and experience Albania from a completely different perspective. Surrounded by mountains, forests, and wide-open views, the resort has become a popular destination for people looking for relaxation, nature, and a break from everyday life. Visitors can enjoy the peaceful mountain atmosphere, take in the scenery, and spend time away from the busy streets of the capital. What makes places like Dajti Resort so interesting is the contrast. Within a relatively short journey, you can move from the energy of Tirana to a quiet mountain environment surrounded by nature. And this is one of the things that makes Albania so appealing to travelers. The country may be small, but it offers an incredible variety of experiences, from the beaches of the Riviera to the mountains rising above its capital. Along the southern coast of Albania, overlooking the sparkling waters of the Ionian Sea, lies Bougainville Bay Resort in Sarandë. With its beautiful coastal setting, swimming pools, private beach areas, and views across the blue waters, the resort offers visitors a chance to experience one of Albania's most popular seaside destinations. Sarandë has become one of the country's major tourist hotspots, attracting visitors with its warm climate, beautiful coastline, and easy access to some of southern Albania's most famous attractions. At Bougainville Bay Resort, guests can relax by the water, enjoy the views, and experience the lively atmosphere of the Albanian Riviera. For many travelers discovering Albania through TikTok, places like this are exactly what first catches their attention. The blue sea, the sunshine, and the feeling of finding a beautiful European destination that is still new to many people.
I am currently visiting the worst city here in Albania. I'm in a city called Drymades, and I can't lie, most of Albania has been amazing. However, this city has really put a downer on the trip. We've only stopped here briefly, but the things we've seen in just a few hours is very questionable. We arrived into the city centre and straight away I saw a lot of rubbish everywhere. It was super busy and everything just looked a little bit run down in my opinion. But not only that, shortly after we were having some lunch on the beachfront and I heard this English woman basically scream out loud because this local Albanian was basically attacking this Albanian man because he was jerking off in front of her daughter on the beachfront, which is very questionable. Don't get me wrong, most Albanians here have been unbelievably nice, unbelievably friendly, honestly the nicest people around. However, maybe this city's got a few questionable people in, and it's putting a downer on the entire city overall. So maybe I've been unlucky and the city's actually quite nice, but in my opinion, if you're coming to Albania, I would definitely avoid Durrës. But let me know your thoughts on the city, especially if you're a local. I'd like to know what you think about the city. Is it a rated city? Have I got the wrong opinion? I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just going off what I've seen in the few hours I've been here. Compared to the other cities, a lot dirtier, a few worse smells, and just overall the vibe isn't as nice.
In the heart of Ksamil, two beautiful coastal spots that often catch the attention of visitors are Ostra and Foga Beach, with clear turquoise water, small islands nearby, and bright Mediterranean sunshine. This part of Albania looks almost tropical. The beaches offer the perfect setting for swimming, relaxing, and enjoying the stunning scenery of the Albanian Riviera. It is easy to understand why places like this have become so popular on TikTok. A few seconds of crystal clear water, boats moving across the sea, and the beautiful coastline can make Ksamil look like a hidden paradise. And for many visitors, the experience begins exactly like this, seeing a video online and deciding that one day they have to see it for themselves.
There are places in Albania that people just drive past, so we're making it our mission while we're travelling to show you the untouched, not so hidden gems in Albania this summer. As you can see, this one is straight out of a fairy tale. Hidden within the stunning Himarë Mountain National Park near the village of Bogovë, you'll find one of Albania's most beautiful waterfalls this summer. If you're travelling by van, there is also a completely free place to park up nearby. And from there, it's only about a 20-minute walk to this incredible spot. The trail is easy, the views are unreal, you walk through the forest and follow the river up. And if you come early in the morning or late in the afternoon, there's a good chance you'll have the whole place to yourself. The water is absolutely freezing and it will take your breath away, but so worth it. If you're travelling Albania this summer, then this place definitely needs to be on your list.
Away from Albania's famous beaches, Osumi Canyon reveals a completely different side of the country. Carved through the landscape by the Osum River, this dramatic canyon is surrounded by towering cliffs, rugged rock formations, and breathtaking natural scenery. For adventure seekers, the canyon is also known for activities like rafting. It is another reminder that Albania is far more than just beautiful beaches.
Hi, I'm Lara and welcome back to another episode of My First Time, and today it's going to be my first time rafting, which I cannot wait for. So we are here in Albania with Albania Rafting Group at the Osumi Canyon, and so let's see what rafting is like.
I can't even tell you how excited I was for this. I feel like I was back at school on a PGL experience. So we started with a quick safety briefing, and then us eager beavers ended up at the front of the raft. Now I couldn't actually film whilst we were rowing because, I mean, nobody wants to be the person whose fault it is for crashing the boat due to taking a stupid selfie. So I'll explain what we did. So the instructors were guiding us through the canyon, and we were working with the current of the river, and we're told when to paddle, when to back paddle, and to manoeuvre around all the bends and the narrow points of the canyon. And we passed lots of landmarks and waterfalls as we went.
We've made it to a waterfall. Oh, bye.
The waterfalls and the scenery was absolutely incredible, and I can imagine it'd be even better when the river is blue, because we did pick the rainiest day in Albania, so it made it this, what they called the chocolate river. But I have to say, it was a great rainy day activity. This was Rufus having his main character moment when he had to help us get unstuck from this narrow part of the journey. The actual journey down the river took about an hour and a half, which I think is a really generous amount of time for an activity like this. It felt like it lasted ages, and we loved every second of it. Also, as soon as we finished the journey, Rufus immediately lost all of his aura points that he'd built up earlier, as he was the only person to fall off the boat into the river, and a moment that I regret not filming forever.
Wow, that was absolutely incredible. It was easier than I expected it might be, you know, so if you're a beginner, because this is my first time doing it, I wasn't sure whether I'd struggle or not, or be scared, but actually, with the instructor's help, it was really, really easy. You're guided really well, and you have some close calls that feel a little bit sketchy, but it just adds to the fun of it. So that was absolutely worth it. So much fun. I think if you're doing rafting for the first time, this is a really, really good river to do it on because it's actually quite flat. There's no kind of big scary drops or anything. So couldn't recommend doing rafting more. And special thanks to Albania Rafting Group because that was absolutely incredible. And Albania is beautiful.
Moving away from Albania's beaches and natural landscapes, we arrive in Gjirokastra, one of the country's most fascinating historic cities. Known as the City of Stone, Gjirokastra is famous for its distinctive stone-roofed houses, narrow cobbled streets, and dramatic position on the slopes of the mountains. At the heart of the city stands its impressive fortress, overlooking the surrounding landscape and carrying centuries of Albanian history within its walls. Walking through Gjirokastra feels almost like stepping into another era, where traditional architecture and ancient stories remain part of everyday life. It is a very different experience from the beaches of Ksamil, but that contrast is exactly what makes Albania so interesting. Within the same country, you can move from turquoise waters to a city filled with history, culture, and timeless stone architecture.
Spend an evening with us in Gjirokaster, Albania. So due to some delays, we ended up only having an evening here, but we tried to get in as much as we could. So after checking into our cute little Airbnb, we headed out. So we walked the old town streets, and just like Berat, it's full of beautiful old Ottoman architecture. But another pattern that it's followed from Berat is the hills. Albania is one hell of a hilly country. So if you plan to come mentally and physically prepared to have burning thighs because it's no joke. We made it to Gjirokaster Castle, which was super impressive. It's a 12th century castle and it's one of the biggest in the Balkans. And of course, whilst Rufus was interested in the artillery, I wanted to go see where the bread was baked. And surprisingly, the ovens were still very intact. From here, you get incredible views of the whole of the town and the surrounding mountains, and alongside lots of interesting things to see, like gifted British cannons and an American training jet that actually once landed in Albania in the 50s. After wandering around the castle, we then headed into town, and I absolutely loved the town centre. Set within the gorgeous buildings, you have winding streets that are lined with really cute shops selling local goods, bars and restaurants that just spill out onto the street, and it's got such a good atmosphere throughout it. Randomly, we ended up at the Irish pub because the seating actually had a great view onto the crossroads, and it was just really good vibe all around and just a great spot to sit. And also, it was the first time we finally came across somewhere that gave popcorn with your drink, which I bloody love it. From here, we went to a restaurant recommended by one of you guys, and it was so cute inside. And we specifically loved the fact that they had a tiny little balcony that we got to sit on that overlooked the street. The waiter recommended the pasticcio and the traditional kifke, which are rice balls. And the best way to describe pasticcio is like it's the best pasta baked lasagna I've ever had. The pasta was cooked perfectly and super moist while still holding its shape. And I loved the rich meaty base because they use cinnamon and allspice, which gives the savoury mince just a really gorgeous flavour, and it paired really nicely with the thick bechamel as well. The rice balls were crispy on the outside and had mint running through them, which added a nice freshness to it, and it was just really lovely evening, and I definitely want to come back to Gjirokaster for longer to see more.
Along Albania's beautiful southern coast, the town of Himarë offers a more relaxed and peaceful side of the Albanian Riviera, and overlooking this stunning landscape is Zig Zag Resort, a place where visitors can enjoy beautiful sea views, a calm atmosphere, and the natural beauty of the surrounding coastline. With the mountains behind you and the Ionian Sea stretching out ahead, it is easy to understand why Himarë has become increasingly popular with travelers. Places like Zig Zag Resort capture the image of Albania that has made so many people stop scrolling on TikTok. The clear blue water, the dramatic scenery, and the feeling of discovering a beautiful destination before the rest of the world arrives. And then there is Tirana, the energetic heart of Albania, and a city that offers a very different experience from the country's famous beaches and mountain landscapes. As the capital and largest city, Tirana is where Albania's past and present come together. The city has changed dramatically over the years, developing into a lively urban center filled with cafes, restaurants, colorful streets, busy squares, and a growing creative scene. For many visitors, Tirana is often their first introduction to Albania. One of the city's most recognizable landmarks is Skanderbeg Square, the central meeting point of Tirana. From here, visitors can explore some of the city's most important attractions, including the National History Museum, the Ethem Bey Mosque, and the Clock Tower. The square itself has become a popular place for both locals and tourists to gather. But Tirana is not a city that can be understood by looking only at its monuments. Its real character can be found in the streets. Cafes are filled with people, restaurants stay busy, and the city has a youthful energy that continues well into the evening. Colorful buildings and public spaces give parts of Tirana a modern and vibrant atmosphere, while other areas still reflect the country's complicated past. Just outside the city, Mount Dajti offers a completely different experience. In a short journey, visitors can leave the busy streets of the capital behind and find themselves surrounded by mountains and nature. This contrast is one of Tirana's greatest attractions. It is a city where history, modern life, nightlife, culture, and nature all exist close together. And as Albania continues to attract more international visitors, Tirana is becoming more than just a stop before heading to the coast. For many travelers, the capital itself is becoming an important part of the Albanian experience.
This is what the money looks like in Albania, and it's like a beautiful rainbow. Let me show you. We got the 200, 500 lek, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. And this is essentially like their $100 bill. Makes me think that American money is just so boring. All the more things about Albania.
Along Albania's southern coast, Drymades Beach is one of the places that shows why the Albanian Riviera has become so popular with travelers. Surrounded by mountains and beautiful coastal scenery, the beach offers clear blue water and a more relaxed atmosphere. With the sound of the waves, the warm Mediterranean sunshine, and the dramatic landscape in the background, it is easy to see why Drymades has become a favorite spot for visitors and a popular location in travel videos shared across social media.
This is where I stayed for 2 nights in Shkoder, Albania. This room was only $65 per night, and as you can see, it was humongous. Everything was super clean. I had a balcony, and the hotel even had parking. I think what made it the most memorable for me though was the staff. They were so kind and helpful. One of the days I had to leave super early in the morning for a day tour, and they had a sandwich prepared for me, like ready to go as I was heading out the door at 6:30 a.m., which I thought was so sweet because they could have easily said, you know what, this girl's missing the free breakfast time slot, that's not our problem. So I think it's just another example of the Albanian hospitality.
In the north of Albania lies Shkoder, one of the country's oldest and most culturally important cities. Known for its rich history, traditional character, and relaxed atmosphere, Shkoder offers a very different experience from the busy beaches of the Albanian Riviera. The city is often considered a gateway to some of Albania's most spectacular northern landscapes, including the mountains and remote villages of the Albanian Alps. But Shkoder itself has plenty to offer, with historic streets, local cafes, and a strong connection to Albanian culture. For travelers exploring Albania, Shkoder is a reminder that the country is not only about beaches and summer holidays. It is also a place of history, tradition, and breathtaking northern landscapes.
It's pouring it down in Albania right now. Oh shit!
But Albania is not always sunshine, turquoise water, and perfect travel videos. Sometimes, the weather changes dramatically. Dark clouds move across the mountains, strong winds sweep through the coast, and heavy rain can transform the entire atmosphere in just a few minutes. These powerful storms reveal another side of Albania, wild, dramatic, and unpredictable. And even in the middle of bad weather, the country's landscapes can still look incredibly beautiful. Because Albania is not just about the perfect moments you see on TikTok, because sometimes the most unforgettable moments are the ones you never saw coming. After seeing these videos from different parts of Albania, it is easy to understand why the country has become so popular on TikTok. From the turquoise waters of Ksamil and the beaches of the Albanian Riviera, to the mountains, historic cities, canyons, and the energy of Tirana, Albania offers an incredible variety of experiences. But social media only shows us one side of a destination. A beautiful video can make a place look perfect, but the real experience can also include crowds, traffic, rising prices, and the challenges that come with a country becoming increasingly popular. Still, there is no denying that Albania has transformed. A destination that was once overlooked by many international travelers is now firmly on the European tourism map. TikTok helped millions of people discover Albania, but ultimately, the country itself is what keeps people talking. So, is Albania really as beautiful as it looks on TikTok? The answer may depend on where you go, when you visit, and what you are looking for. But one thing is certain: Albania is no longer Europe's best-kept secret.